Hi everyone, it's Crystal Hill here, the founder of Hill House Publishing, and we at Hill House Publishing are committed to raising the vibration on the planet, one person, one story, and one book at a time. And today is a very, very special day as I'm here with the authors of Healing the Wounds of the Past, a guide to authentic living. Some of them are here. Welcome everyone. Congratulations for already being a
Thank you.
#1 in hot new releases on Amazon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So exciting. We are definitely slowly creeping up on the charts and making our way into the #1 bestsellers. We're sitting on #3 at the moment. We're sitting on #3 in one of the categories. But let's find out from you who you are, and just to share a little bit, just to start off with, who are you and how are you feeling right now? Let's start with Melissa.
Hi there. Am I frozen or am I okay?
You're kind of okay. We can hear you fine. You're good.
I love modern technology. So my name is Melissa, and I'm an athletic coach, a personal trainer, an aspiring life coach, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited to be with everybody.
Great. How does it feel having your book published and being a published author now?
It's amazing and scary all at the same time. And there's just so many emotions and so many things that I'm feeling. I'm just super grateful for this container.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. All of the feelings. Natasha, how are you feeling and what are you doing in the world?
Hi, I am a registered nurse and sound and energy healer. And as Melissa mentioned, an aspiring coach as well. My ultimate goal is to help those in healthcare heal and reignite their joy and passion for what they do. And it feels really surreal. It doesn't feel right to say that I'm an author because it just doesn't. It was never in my wheelhouse to say that I would be an author. So it's really cool. I'm in shock.
Yeah, it does feel surreal for quite some time. And it's like, oh, wow. Oh, yes. And then it's like we start to embody it. Does anybody else feel like Melissa, like Natasha does? Yeah. Suzanne, let's go over to you. How are you feeling and what are you doing in the world?
Oh, wow. Well, I'm Suzanne. I am a homeschooling mom of 4, and writing a book has always been a goal of mine, but always seemed so unreachable. And so doing it within this space with these people and these souls, it gave me kind of a gentle entry into the world. So I'm feeling really, really excited and kind of like, okay, put me in, coach. We've got this.
Yes, absolutely. And your chapter is beautiful. Like this is the thing. Like there's so much wisdom in this. Just on the screen right now, all of your little heads just contain such fullness, which is amazing. Kimberly, how about you?
Hi, I am actually a pharmacist. I have my doctorate degree, and I have been around horses my entire life. I started riding when I was 3. I had the first horse, I think, when I was born. And I accidentally trained my first horse when I was 5 because I didn't realize it wasn't broken. I was riding it. And so I got to experience the healings that can happen there. And it was amazing. And I started being divinely guided. And I knew that I had the opportunity to help other people through the power of horses. And I have the ability to heal and be a coach to them. And so this is where this has taken me. And I got to share that in my book with you all. I'm so excited to have such amazing authors with me.
And I learned so much from your chapter about feline therapy, which is just so exciting.
Yeah. Yes. It is exciting, and it is a release that you will experience that's amazing, and it is calming. The benefit from it at the end is almost miraculous. It's just an amazing feeling, and I get to share this with people. So I'm really excited about that.
Beautiful. Chris, how are you feeling and what do you do in the world?
I am feeling awesome. Awesome with a capital A. And I will say that while Suzanne was talking, a huge hawk went right across my window right now and sat right on my fence outside, as if to tell me. And that hawk symbolism of like clear vision and deep understanding and knowing is just such a beautiful reminder for our book. I just feel so excited about that. I very much too knew from a young age that I felt both different from everyone else and also very well connected, and felt like I could really see people's issues and things very objectively, and knew I would be in the modality of helping people. And so after 20, 25, 30 years now, I have helped in various capacities, whether it be a coach or a psychotherapist or an energy healer. And now I get the culmination of all of this into adding author to the mix, which feels surreal to it, like we've talked about. My word I've been using with people today is frightfully overjoyed is my word. And it's that feeling of being nervous and being really excited, which is actually the same in your body. Excited and nervous is the same feeling, and being able to honor that we get to feel our fear, we get to feel all of the emotions, and we do it anyway. And I feel like this book took me through many, many of my own emotions, many things of whether I could do it, at what capacity, how deep to go. And I feel very much like a gestational birthing of what that got to be like. And so it feels super satisfying and super awesome. And again, like we've said, to do that with you guiding us as a group feels like a soft landing into the space of being a writer. And I really appreciate you in your process of making it as smooth as it absolutely could be.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to remove Natasha so we can see Cynthia properly while she's talking. Let's move over to you. How are you feeling and what do you do in the world?
I am feeling excited about my transition from a traditional business, and I'm already a life coach and a healer, but I'm transitioning to get rid of the 3D world type of business to focusing purely on my sole purpose, because as we talk about in the book, we realize that we're not the only ones out there that, you know, have these thoughts and question ourselves and go through trials and tribulations and need a little help. So the more people that we can reach, you know, the happier. It's such a satisfying place to be when you know that you can impact somebody else just by sharing your own story. So I'm happy. Yeah.
And that's really what happens. And you might have already gotten feedback. I know some of you got some early reviews. The way that our story can impact others way beyond what we could ever imagine, because we are so close to our story that we don't realize how it can actually trigger and activate somebody else. So let's talk about that. Oh, Cynthia's back at the bottom. Let me see if I can't shovel you around. Let's start with you straight away, Cynthia. What is your intention with this book? You know, we're asking people, it's live right now on Amazon. The link to purchases from any country is below here, authenticliving.com, healing wounds. And you can go there right now and grab a copy of it. We're going to talk just a little bit more about why is it so important to heal the wounds of the past, to heal the wounds that we have, that we have been thrown into birth, you know, born with, or even absorbed as we come along. I think that's a really interesting question to answer. And then also, how does that then, what is maybe one tip? And I know in the book, everybody shares a tip about how you have, how we can go tap into more authentic living, because once we feel those wounds, we can get out of our coping mechanisms and tap into our true authentic self. So yeah, let's start with that first question. Why is it so important to heal these wounds? So we'll go to Melissa. You've just popped up again. Let's start with you, and then we'll come back to Cynthia. Oh, we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Could you repeat the question?
So the question is, why is it so important to heal the wounds of the past in order to live an authentic life?
So for me, it was necessary for me to heal the wounds of the past so I could be myself and get out of the, I was constantly trying to please other people and live my life according to what they wanted me and how they wanted me to live it. And I couldn't be happy not living my authentic life and my authentic self. So in order for me to move forward and to have my, the life that is authentically mine, I needed to heal those wounds and put them to rest.
Yes. Yeah, in order to be happy. I love that. That's a very clear message. Thank you. Kimberly, what about you?
For me, the healing of the wounds, I got to witness that as I was growing up. I got to witness how difficult moments for other people were resolved with the horse. And I was doing it personally, and I didn't even know I was doing it. And it took until I was much older to look back on it and realize that I was being healed the whole time with each step that I took. And that's when I realized that I could help other people be able to grow in that same way. And I just wanted to be there and to help them, because I want people to feel the peace and the calmness and the excitement and the joy for what they can get out of their life. Through the horses, I will do it. So that's how I experienced it.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Yes. Natasha.
For me, it was, my chapter's called Breaking Free from Rules, which were bullshit rules. And that was part of my healing, is recognizing and digging deeper into who am I? And is this really mine? And is this really something I like? And I found myself where a good part of my life was really built around what other expectations were of me, or what I had created based on my surroundings of those expectations. So part of that healing process was peeling back that onion so that I can step back, or I can step fully into who I am authentically and connect back to my heart. And that's what I hope people hear and see and feel from the chapter, and all of our chapters, is stepping into authentically who you are, and knowing that that is the most beautiful thing that you can do, and you are loved, and you are important, and your moment here on earth is impactful and much needed. So that's really what I want to give from this.
So much wisdom in that. And yeah, we all matter, right? And when we let go of those external expectations and come back into our heart, we can recognize that and embrace that. So thank you. Beautiful. Suzanne, what about you? There's a few people around.
So my chapter is about unveiling the energetic imprints that our wounds leave on us. So I think that I'm so grateful that we live in a time today where we are realizing that we can heal the physical, we can heal the emotional, we can heal between people and us, but the energetic imprints that are left behind from our wounds, our traumas, can still exist. and be passed forward. And so for me, it's to empower that understanding of going back to those times in our lives in a gentle way and see what wisdom that version of us that experienced that wounding can give to us today, and maybe fill in the voids that we have today with that, that wisdom that we can carry forward and live more authentically, more fully and wholly expressed.
Yes, very powerful. Thank you. Sophia, why is it so important to heal the wounds of the past?
To me, when you sit down with the wounds and you not to stay there and be stuck with them, but move through them so that you can heal that, it's liberating. It really is truly liberating. You realize that, the rules, right? The beliefs that you formed as a child or that were given to you by your parents or, wherever they came from, even neighbors, friends, all of those people that were in your life constantly. When you can address those things and move forward, it is really freeing. It's almost like you become a different person and you're becoming authentically you. So it's very empowering, right? That you can just be who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Chris.
Yes, I would say that it's such a big issue, healing our wounds. And as I'm hearing all of your replies, what strikes me so much is that we get to choose every day whether we're going to live in the past and we're going to let that define us, or we're going to choose to move forward. It's with every conversation we have with somebody, what we share about ourselves. If we share we're just fine or we're not really fine, and how deep we can go. And, it seems easy to say, yeah, let's just heal our wounds. It sounds great. I mean, what doesn't sound great about that? And yet, when you're in it, it's a totally different story. And my experience is that we really shift and heal our wounds when it is too painful for us to stay where we're at. When it becomes too painful to stay tight, then we decide we're going to blossom and flourish. And it's only in the heat of that, it's only when we feel the pain, it's only when we go through the crisis that we say, this is too painful, I'm not going to repeat this pattern, and I'm going to evolve, and I'm going to do something different than my parents did. I'm going to do something different than I did in my last relationship, and I get to figure out what that is to move ahead. And so for me, my chapter is all about updating your internal GPS. And I use those frontward terms because what worked as kids in our family, however healthy or unhealthy, just is not a blueprint that works in the future, having a healthy, integrated, healthy life. And so we have to shift. We get to shift, or else we just keep wounding the people in our life now that were not a part of our childhood. So instead of living in the past, we're taking that past and we're hurting the people we most care about. And so healing the wounds is a lifelong healing the onion journey, as Natasha said, to move ahead and to be and show up as who we really are and not who we think we are.
And there's such great freedom in that. When we can choose, when we're no longer following the old GPS, that default pattern, but when we have the choice, we've elevated ourselves enough, we've detached enough to be able to choose. Do I choose to go and react, or do I choose to respond? But when we haven't healed those wounds, it's very, very difficult to come to that elevated space of observation and response. And it always happens in spite of us, doesn't it? It's not something that we can control until we have reached a certain level of healing. Then it becomes easier. And so what I love about all of these chapters is that you have written is that you're sharing not only your journey, but you're also sharing some practical tools that people can use to come more deeply into their own healing. And there are free gifts that you've got as well, which is if people want to come and find out more about you, you know, they resonate with your energy, with what you've shared. In each chapter at the end, there is a free gift where you can connect more deeply with all of these amazing authors. So we're going to go around it one more time, a little bit more in rapid style, maybe 2 or 3 sentences about what is your intention for the reader and ultimately the world with this book, with the work that you're doing with, well, that's kind of 2 different things, but in a way they are interconnected, right? What is your intention for the reader and for the world? I'll start with Suzanne.
Oh, in one or 2 sentences. Oh my, that I think that my intention is to empower the reader to know that healing is not only possible, but inevitable. And they have already taken the first step by getting the book in their hands.
I love it. Thank you. Natasha.
I'll start by quoting our mentor, Oliver Nino, because this really resonated with me, and I didn't quite understand it whenever I first heard it from him. But as I've been on this journey, it really hits. And as we heal ourselves, we heal those around us. And that is what I think is so beautiful about that. And that's my intention. And to, you know, be patient along the journey, because it is a journey. We're an onion that we're peeling back layer by layer, and to be gentle with yourself and take it day by day.
Mm-hmm. Yes, beautiful. Melissa.
So I would say everything that Natasha and Suzanne has said, and also too, that once you heal yourself, you can heal others, and also self-love. You find love for yourself, and then that in turn leads to love for others and every creature. So that is my wish for the reader.
Wonderful. Thank you. Cynthia.
For me, it's just to be like a guidance to help people, empower them, and to remind them that on the other side of that fear is where they're going to find what they're looking for. Once you get past that fear and you don't let it stop you from trying to change yourself and become a better person, you're going to realize that it was actually easier than you thought it would be. So when people heal themselves, what they don't realize is that they're going to impact their families and, I mean, the kids, the future generations going forward. I'm sure that the majority of us are the first ones in our family to get past these things to make a change for the better for the future. And we don't even realize how far that's going to go into the future. So that's exciting. That's exciting. And it gives me a lot of hope in the future that it will be better. Like, we don't even know the magnitude.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I love you bringing that dimension in. Absolutely.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Kimberly.
I want to help people heal so that they can find the clarity in their life so that they know the purpose that they was brought here to do.
Yes. Because when we're clouded in fear, we can't find our purpose, right?
Right.
Because our vision is clouded.
Right.
Reactions. Yeah. I love it. Help them find their purpose. Thank you.
Yeah.
Chris.
My wish for the reader is to be able to really understand that they are not alone. That no matter where they are in their life, no matter how far out it feels like liberation can happen, that they can see in our stories, they can see that as we have been authentic as we can be in our chapters, that we give permission for them to do the same. in little ways. And again, it's a healing journey. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And yet, if we do one thing every day to shift something, to take care of ourselves better, to honor our own self, to be able to take a different path that's less taken, we do one thing differently, we will be at a whole different destination just a year from now, let alone the rest of our lifetime. And so to be able to say, hey, if these folks can do this and have gone through, I sure can with the right support. And that there's lots of healing methods and supports, and people are talking about it. It's not a secret anymore. People are talking about their trauma, and there's ways to heal in all these different ways.
Yes, I love it. Thank you. Natasha, have we been to you? I don't think we have.
Yes, we have.
We have. Who have I missed? Have I missed anyone? We've gone to everyone, right? Yes, because I've been jumping on the screen, so I lose track sometimes. Beautiful. Well, thank you. Thank you for all of that wisdom, for holding those intentions for yourselves, for your clients, for the reader, and for the world. It just will and is making such a difference as we're all moving deeper and deeper into who we truly are, expressing ourselves authentically and releasing and healing those wounds of the past. So thank you for being here and for sharing your wisdom with the world. And for you listening, thank you for being here too, and for feeling engaged with these conversations, because it means that you are on the journey alongside us. So please grab a copy of that book. The link is down below, authenticliving.com/healing wounds, and help these authors spread their message far and wide and help them to become international best-selling authors. Thank you so much, everyone. It's just such a gift and a pleasure to be here with you all. Bye for now.